Hi, my name is Tanya Sanders, and I'm an educational technology specialist for NWOET. We do professional development for school districts in Northwest Ohio, K through 12. So this video series is going to be talking about Khan Academy, Class Dojo, Ed Puzzle, Flipgrid, Padlet, Kahoot, and Kami. A total of 7 videos that you'll need to watch. Now, after you're done watching those videos, you can complete the assessment that is included within the description. So there'll be a link there that you can click on. Also, if you want to have more courses like this, notifications and that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe to our channel, or at least because we can keep in connection with you through the channel, the YouTube channel. So I'm looking forward to talking about these tools. These are fun, engaging. We have several courses that are about these tools or any tools. This one is specifically fun tools to engage your students during remote online learning. But you'll see this as labeled as many titles. But for today, I'm going to call it the fun tools to engage your students. So enjoy the series, and we'll see you at the assessment. Thanks. Bye. So this is the second video in our series. The first video was Khan Academy, and that was done by Dr. Roger Manier. I'm going to do all the other videos in this series. So Class Dojo is the second one, and Class Dojo has moved up over the years. It used to be a tool that looked at and kept check on students' behavior. So if you have a student that represents a thing, icon, a little monster, actually they come up as little monsters that represent each of the students, and then you give them either a positive feedback or a negative, and then that gets sent to the parents via app or through a message if that's what they choose to do. But it's evolved over the years where it's grown even bigger. It's almost like a mini management system, learning management system. It mimics a lot of the things, if not better, of the things that Seesaw does. Seesaw, actually the Class Dojo portion, it's all free. None of it costs, far as I'm seeing on their webpage, that it allows you to do some of the things that the Seesaw you would have to pay for. So in the class story area, which is kind of, I would guess, like a stream kind of thing if we're comparing it to Google Classroom, but this is where they can share pictures and videos and files and attachments, and you can upload videos for your students up to 8 minutes long. Or actually you can upload an attachment so it can be as long as you want it to be, but you can record up to 8 minutes in Class Dojo. And you can also set reminders and create events that'll get sent to the students, co-teachers that are involved in your class, and the parents. And then also it's translatable in many languages. The messaging system differs greatly than some of the other programs that I've used like this. It allows for private individual messaging, whereas those you have to pay for the pro update. It allows you to tell them about information, updates. You can do it via group or individual, and then it's instantly with the parents. So you're sending messages to them, and it goes through multiple devices, through their phone, through an app, or whatever you've chosen to do. Portfolio is where all of the classwork is shown or offered, and same thing as all the other ones. You can share photos, videos, drawings, text. You can also do voice recordings from the student's perspective or from your perspective. And there's a lot of settings that you can put on for permissions and security if you're the teacher, so you can review something before it's posted and that kind of stuff. And the main thing that they've added to Class Dojo, because it only used to be a behavioral assessment tool, you can assign activities to the students and then they can submit through that. So Class Dojo has really changed into a very powerful piece to be used in your classroom. So some of the main things that we're going to talk about in the watching and show do kind of thing of this video, we're going to create an account. You do have to verify that account through your email that you put in that registration. You're going to create a class, add some students. They do have a copy and paste option for putting all your students in. So if you have a spreadsheet of your students, you can just copy and paste. And then you can also create groups within that student option. There are several tabs that have options and settings, and actually when you hit on options, it'll show all the tabs as well. So you have the classroom, the portfolio, the class story, and the messages. And the portfolio, class story, and messages are the ones that I talked at the beginning of this video. And then I'm going to talk about some integration ideas of how to use Class Dojo. So first we're going to go to Class Dojo. And I'm going to choose the sign up option. So it's very simple to sign up. You're just going to tell it which role you have. It does get confused when you're a teacher or parent. So if I'm a teacher and I have a student that's being monitored via Class Dojo, you might have to use a different email. So I'm going to select teacher, and then you put all the information in related to who you are, and then hit sign up. As soon as you fill that out, it'll send you an email to verify your account. But I'm going to hit login because I already have an account. Okay, so I am logged in, and instantly you can see that it goes to kind of a dashboard classroom page. It shows that there's a demo class, my class that I have here, and then I can hit add a class to add a new class. So when I go here, I would name it whatever I'd like. I can choose the grade that I want. And then sharing points, sharing only positive points with parents. This is what I was talking about in the introduction, that you can share all points, which they'll get positive and negative, but I'm just going to do the positive. And I'm going to hit create class. So here's my class, and all I want to do is click add a student. So I can hit add student. And I can, this is the place where I can name them by, or add them by copy and pasting, or I can type them in manually. So if I type them in manually, this is what it looks like. If I had a spreadsheet of my students, I could copy their first and last names all in one column, and then I could paste it in there. So there I have 3 students, and then I can hit save. Now I have my 3 little monsters. Here's the whole class. Like if the whole class does something well, you can give them a positive or a needs work. So in all of these, you can edit the skills. So I can go in here, maybe one of the things that I want is, every time I go to say one, it's up there, helping others on task. Maybe you're doing project-based learning and you think they're doing an awesome job at their role. So role award or role positive example. You could also be positive role model, could be one as well, but you click on it and you put the name of it and then how many points it's going to be worth for that student if they get that one. And here's the needs work, so the negative ones. You'd click on, give that a name as well, and then you can change the icon if you like. So those are the skills. Now if I go in here, it's going to ask me to add the skills anyways, and you can get there through all of these options which we're going to explore. So I continue to add students. This is my classroom. And if I want to add certain things, for instance, Alex did a great job, +1, and it does that positive noise. So if you're walking around the classroom with an iPad and you're giving the students positive or negative things, they can, I would suggest only doing the positive ones, but as soon as they hear that positive noise, they're going to get reinforced to hearing that, and they're going to be like, oh, as soon as someone's getting good things, I'm going to try to do good things as well. So that's kind of a neat thing with that. So if I want to add a note to the class, a parent note for Alex about on task. So I want to add a note about what he did. Well, he was working really well and he was focusing, and then I would add that note to that student. So Alex has been doing very well. And it helps you monitor that behavior. And it takes like 2 seconds to be able to put that in there. So that's the classroom portion. In here, we can go to student login. How are the students going to log in? And again, you're going to see all of these tabs up at the top as we go. So you can print out the class instructions, show the class instructions, and then at home login, you can share those as well. So I hit agree, and then it's going to show us the instructions at home login. And if I click on the show classroom login instructions, it shows that you can do it through 3 ways. They can sign in with Google, they can enter text code, or they can scan QR code. I'm going to confirm Google sign in because that's going to connect all of our accounts to each other. The invite parents is going to bring up the same thing. I'm just showing you that that is in various places. And then you would add your guardian or parent information in here, either email or phone. Some of the other things that are in here, here's the skills that we saw before, so we can add skills. Needs work, we can add skills. You can choose how the parents will view that or how they'll see it. They'll see all points, positive points only, so you can change that within your setting area or your options area. I can add co-teachers in this tab, and then here are all the settings, which are not very intense, but basically enable comments, parents can comment, and co-teachers. So you can turn that on or off. Here's the basic information about the class. We have the symbol representing the class. We could change it to the theater one, and then we can also change the information that I entered when I first created my classroom. So you got your info of your class, you got your students that you can add, parents that you can add their phone number, and then you can invite the parents to your class and say, all parents, I want to invite them, and you can even download a parent invite of how they should navigate the instructions to be able to get in there. Skills, like I said before, co-teachers, and then minimal settings. So just to show you, there is a portion over here that you can go options, so you can do all of that stuff as well. When I do to reset bubbles, I can change student work, group work, or whatever they've been said. So in here, I could look at the groups and reset, like this dude, I don't want him to have those bubbles anymore. Maybe it's a new week, and then I can reset those bubbles and he no longer has any positive marks. Portfolios, this is where the students can add video, images, attachments, as well as you can do that. But I also can create activities in here, and I'm going to give it a name in English, verb worksheet. And then I'm going to say it's going to be a worksheet, or looks like it's coming, it's going to be here soon. But I can also do a video that's about the English worksheet that we're going to do. I can put a photo of that, and if you have your students using Cami, which is another video in the series, they could open that photo and edit it as if it were a worksheet. And also I can upload a drawing for them as well. I would put all my instructions in here and then add it to that class. So whatever class I'm in editing, it'll add it specifically to that one. Okay, so that's the activity portion. So if I ever needed to go back to this activity and edit it, I would just hit that gear. I'm finished, but 3 have not yet submitted, but you'd be able to see the progress that they're making there. And it shows you some videos and some tutorials along the way as you go when you're first in. Class story, this is where the students create their stories. It also looks a little Facebook-like, that I can do some stuff down here. So what's happening in your classroom. And I can, this is where I can record, I can add a photo or a file or an event. An event is going to be like an announcement. Record is going to be that 8-minute video that I talked about, up to 8 minutes. The file that you can attach, and then photos. So very simple way of doing this. So if I click on file, it's just going to navigate me to an area to either browse, paste, or drop files. And then I can grab those videos that I want the students to watch for later. Could be my classroom videos and that kind of stuff. It also could be a PDF. And the very last area is the messages. So I can, Alex Jennings parents, all parents. So I can click new message. None of the parents are connected, so I can't send those messages at this time. So you have the advantage of being able to message, send announcements to your students in like the class story, class portfolios and classroom area, because you get to give them that feedback. But also you have the option of direct messaging your parents. So Class Dojo is very easy to use with the pluses and the signs and the add kind of stuff where you click on it and you just add the thing, whether it be a behavior to check mark on for them, to give them positive behavior, negative behavior. Very easy to add a student to your class and add an activity. Now, the way you can use this in your classroom is one, the primary way that it was meant to be used, to reinforce good behavior in the classroom. So I, again, suggest that you should only use the positive points and click only on the positive. You can do the negative ones as well, but implement it into your classroom management structure. So if you have rules that if in your classroom of using computers, the way they sit in the desk, their behavior, the way they talk, the way they answer questions, the way they commit themselves to class and produce assignments, how do they move through your class? So Class Dojo can be used as a gamified model to help your students be acknowledged for the good behavior that they're doing. You could even badge it and say, if you get so many points in dojo, then you get a pick from our school store, so they could use their points towards little Dollar Tree items that you have within that candy. They could have a YouTube time. You can reward them in whatever way you like. You can also do it as a class or as a group, saying that if they get a comprise this many points, then you could have a popcorn day or listen to music day. So all of those things can be used as positive reinforcement to get the students to behave better and be on task in your class. The other ways is just adding an activity and the student portfolios. The student portfolios that they can add to could be like their electronic portfolios. They could add different things that are going on during that year. And if your district continues to use it, then they could have like an entry or information based on kindergarten, first grade, second grade. All of this can be done in any tool as well, but you could also utilize the portfolio tool to do that. Not only would it be textual, but it also could be audio files and video files and picture uploads as well. So all of that stuff is going to be saved within this Class Dojo classroom. And all of that's going to be connected to the parents as well. You also can post your instructional videos, your lessons, your updates, your resources. So it is a place where the students could access this information and engage with that. So I think Class Dojo is a really amazing tool. The way it's grown over the years, it has given teachers everything that they kind of need for their classroom to manage that behavior, to reinforce positive behavior, to be able to give them activities and assignments that they can do to help them engage more with the materials. The parent messaging portion is also exceptional because the students will see what's going on there. They'll be able to see their work as well, whereas some of the management systems don't get to see that submitted work, that stuff that the student is working on. So I'm glad that you got to hang out with me for Class Dojo. We're going to move on to the next tool after this. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're interested in getting notifications in regards to what we do at NWOET and how we update new materials. Those will be sent to you if you subscribe. All right, so thank you. We'll see you in the next video.